I come from a praying background, the Black liberation theology tradition, I get it. But some folks think that the only prayer that is the right kind of prayer is the Christian prayer. So religious freedom is certainly religious freedom, but that should be religious freedom for all folks to have religious freedom, not just folks who believe one way. And that one way is Christianity. So this starts with a high school football coach in Birmingham, Washington, and the coach's insistence praying on the football field after games. It cost him his spot on the sidelines and resulted in a Supreme Court victory on religious freedom grounds. Now, Joseph Kennedy will return to that position that he lost in 2015. The United States Supreme Court ruled in Kennedy's favor in June, saying the school district had gone too far in pursuing its goal of eliminating any perception that it was endorsing a religion. The decision overruled a lower court that had held that the school was indeed justified in telling the coach to stop praying with players on the field. Kennedy, no surprise, became a rallying cry for the right wing. Kennedy quickly became an example of what right-wing conservatives said was an assault on religious freedoms in America. Months after he was placed on paid leave for refusing to stop praying at games, Kennedy appeared at a rally for Senator Ted Cruz, who was then hoping to be the Republican presidential nominee. Cruz asked this question: what kind of country have we become when kneeling in prayer is treated as an act of civil disobedience? Senator? Yeah, that is very much a good question. The Supreme Court sided with Kennedy that it is within his rights to pray. However, I remember when that same base did not have this same attaboy when it came to football player Colin Kaepernick. Let's play this.
The College of Ozarks is dropping Nike from all athletic uniforms. This in response to the company's decision to make Colin Kaepernick the face of its Just Do It ad campaign. The Missouri school's president joined us earlier to explain his decision.
We have a patriotic goal, and we feel like that it's our duty to uphold that goal, and it's based on civic responsibility and a love of America and a willing to defend it.
Or this.
We have a chance to either serve or complain. We can demand or command. We command by getting out there and doing the heavy lifting. This guy Kaepernick has not done a thing but complain, and now he's being quiet, and that's supposed to be a badge of honor now. No, you stand up and you articulate yourself, you explain what you're all about, and defend yourself. You don't sit there quietly behind the curtains, let everybody else do the heavy lifting for you.
Very much seems like a one-sided proposition when it came to Colin, no doubt about it. But beyond Colin, it shows just what the religious freedom means to some of these people on the right. We got a headline to share with you: how the right is bringing Christian prayer back into public schools. Conservative judges and lawmakers have recast religious neutrality as an anti-Christian bigotry, or use a religion as a mask to insert themselves into the lives of women and their reproductive choices. They have no problem whatsoever doing that. In Florida, a ban on abortions after 15 weeks was blocked on June the 30th before being reinstated 5 days later. But in the lawsuit, the decision once again came into focus by contesting the Florida abortion law violates religious liberty by criminalizing abortion, which is permitted in Jewish law. So not to mention the homophobia of these right-wingers and their use of religion in a very wrong and vile way. It means that they are willing, ready, and able to push and stand for regressive policies that really take away people's choice. And I will tell you, as someone who does subscribe to the Christian tradition, the Black liberation theology point of it, I remember the point that God gives people choice. But these folks seem to want to take away all the choices in this country unless those choices line up with their beliefs. Let's check out this quote from Lori Lefkovich, director of the Jewish Studies program at Northeastern. And this is what it said: I think they believe their God is the God of the Constitution. And Lori, I could not agree with you more. Ben, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, and I think it's really, really on point that you connected this to Colin Kaepernick, because the reality is white evangelicism is a very unique type of Christianity. It's quite literally something that was created in think tanks in the 1950s by marketing departments and didn't get popular until like the 60s and 70s. Now, why all of a sudden did it get magically super popular? Well, that's because quite literally, it was white supremacist response to the civil rights movement. They wanted to use religious liberty as an excuse to be discriminatory. And so the hypocrisy that normal people would see between this person saying that he should be able to, lead group prayers at publicly funded events and things like this, compared to Colin Kaepernick, who literally just took a knee, right? That hypocrisy is much like most Republican hypocrisy, is perfectly consistent white supremacy. They think that they have all the right in the world to make and create environments that are hostile towards people that are not the same skin color or religious beliefs that they are. And fundamentally, that is what this is about.
Indeed, absolutely what this is about. And it just amazes me. And they don't see the hypocrisy, at all. They really do believe that what they're doing is okay. And it reminds me a lot of the doctrine of manifest destiny, in this country, the whole notion that this nation above all, and that is what these right wingers are injecting into every part of the discussion, and especially politically. And the evangelicals certainly have a hold on the right in a way. They are using religion as a blunt force object, as far as I am concerned. And those of us who do believe in choice, and that is life choices all the way across the board, do believe that people should be able to express themselves in ways, especially religiously. It doesn't have to all be about Christianity. We should not accept what the religious right is doing right now, because they are doing a disservice. What would Jesus do? I'm glad you asked. He would not do any of what the religious right is doing. That is for sure. He would be on the other side.